Hey guys, with 4 days left coming up to the Witchwood expansion, instead of giving you guys a card review video, today I'm going to go through future combos that I'm going to be trying out on the Wild Ladder. And up first is Clockwork Automaton, a 5 mana 4/4 mech which text reads double the damage and healing of your hero power. Very similar to how Velen's works, except this is a lot cheaper at 5 mana. It works with all classes being a neutral mech. So every class has a chance to one-shot kill using Finley and the Hunter hero power. I'm just going to go through a few of the ways I'm going to try doing it on the day of the launch. Firstly, with Warrior, you have the Warrior Quest. Alright, what a great way to start the Automaton video with Warrior Quest hero power. It's already starting at 8 damage. You can play 4 Automatons out and basically double that hero power up 4 times. Okay, the way we're going to do this in Warrior, fairly simple. We use Emperor Forreston, Draconori Enchanter, and we need to hit Sudden Genesis, Prince Taldaran, and we need to also hit the Automaton. That'll allow us then to play Automaton, Taldaran, a Whirlwind effect, which will be a cheap one or with a weapon, and then we Sudden Genesis, and then we hero power for massive damage. Massive damage. This can also be done with Sir Finley in every class if you like. You just have to find the Hunter hero power, and you can effectively, with 4 Automatons on board, you can do 32 damage. So it goes up from 2 as the natural hero power, then 4, 8, 16, 32, because you have 4 Automatons on the board. You can do it in Druid, using Aviana, Kun, Ixlid, Faceless. Obviously finding Finley during that setup time and getting Hunter hero power, that's one way. You've also got Hunter itself. You can play the Automaton, cube it, relying on your opponent not to kill the cube or silence it, and then you do play dead, hero power. Next we have Black Howl Gunspire, 7 mana 3/8 warrior legendary, can't attack. Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. Now that means it can hit face and it can also hit minions on board. So there's a little bit more setup to this, but it can be done. Very similar to how the Automaton combo will work in Warrior. You're going to need Enchanter, Emperor Forreston. You're going to need a Doomsayer in there as well, so you can set up for this combo after you get your ticks off. And you're also going to need Faceless Manipulator and Bouncing Blade. Recommend a Bouncing Blade in there. So you're going to need 2 ticks of Emperor on this combo. You're going to want it to hit the Bouncing Blade, the Gunspire, and the Faceless Manipulator. And then once that's done, it can be fairly easy to set up. You run a Brawl, remove all the minions, and then play Doomsayer. Essentially giving you a free board. So that's probably that's the best thing I can think of for now. And then what you do is Gunspire, Faceless, and Bouncing Blade, and there you go. You've got yourself an unknown amount of damage because you never know when the Bouncing Blade's going to stop. But you will have 16 worth of health on the Gunspires at that point, so it's likely you're going to be dealing plus 30 damage with that combo. So very similar to the Automaton one. Look out for that one. It's going to be a little bit easier, I think, than the Automaton one for Warrior. Next is Glinda Crowskin, a 6 mana 3/7 legendary warlock card. The text reads, minions in your hand have echo. This is going to be a really fun one to experiment with. The first thing that comes to mind is playing Molten Giant with this card, which will be reverted to wild only, so it's going to be Hall of Famed. And Molten Giant will now cost 20, so when you're at 10 HP you can play Molten Giant for 0. So with this card you can play Glinda, and if you're at 10 HP, Molten, 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 a Molten baby, and then a little Sun Fury in between, just to give that Molten a little bit of taunt. So that's one quick way. That's the obvious one. A lot of people have already probably formulated that. So the next one, Nosferatu and Bran. Everyone loves a bit of Nosferatu, wouldn't mind echoing it. So what I've thought of, you put in Wilfred Fizzlebang for the little off chance of getting a 0 mana Bran. Maybe get a 0 mana Glinda, maybe you get a 0 mana Nosferatu to set this up. And also you can put Meatwagon in the deck and pull Summoning Portal, and that makes the combo a lot easier as well. So I'm going to put in a few little cards in there that would make this a little bit easier to get the Glinda and the Nosferatu train running along. Because what you really want to do is you want a Glinda for 0 mana. That's the dream. You play Wilfred Fizzlebang, you get this for 0. Then you play Summoning Portal, Bran, Nosferatu, oh, and then you mill your opponent down. until there's no room on the board. So that's a fairly basic one. I'm going to try to think of a few more combos for this. That's the first one that springs to mind, but look forward to that one. That'll be a little bit later on in the series that I'm going to be doing. Number 4 is Hagatha the Witch, the 8 mana legendary shaman hero, right? This is Battlecry, deal 3 damage to all minions, and then you get a 0 mana passive hero power. Whenever you play a minion, you get a random shaman spell. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a value kind of control card, but control doesn't play that many minions. How are you meant to get value out of this? Well, again, I've been doing a little bit of thinking. What you do, right? This is the ideal scenario, I think, for Hagatha. You play Quest Shaman Murlocs. You flood the board with Murlocs, right? Flood the board. Then you get your quest reward, okay? You reload your hand with Murlocs. You might not have enough damage against certain decks like Druid. You need more oomph. You need a bit more power. Then you play the Witch. You play Hagatha. And every time you play a Murloc now, you're filling your hand with random spells. You could get Everything is Awesome. You could get Bloodlust for the next turn. You could get anything. So it's fairly basic. That's the idea I've got for now. So it's going to be in combination with the quest. You get this card, and then you get a bit more. You get a bit more oomph. If you haven't already won the game, you gotta reload. You reload again. It's like a quick shot deck. Reload everything back up. So that's a nice basic one. Give that one a try out. I think it's gonna be fairly accessible. A lot of people have got the Murlocs. You know, a couple of people might not have the quest, but maybe you don't need the quest. Give it a try. Number 5, we have Houndmaster Shaw, the 4 mana 3/6 legendary hunter minion. The text reads, your other minions have rush. Okay, so this is very similar. You probably already realized, very similar to Tundra Rhino, except it doesn't only affect beasts. It affects everything. Super good with death rattles. So this is a bit of a cheat for me. I've already got a death rattle hunter that I've been playing, and I run either Barnes sometimes, depending on what I feel like. A bit of Barnes or a bit of Umbra. Forget those two. They're old news, right? They're old news. Get Houndmaster in the deck. The stat line's much better. It's got 2 HP more than Barnes and your Umbra. It's got an immediate effect. If you already got a death rattle on the board, you can trade this bad boy in straight away. Get the death rattle, trade another minion in. This, I think, trumps both Barnes and Umbra in that hunter deck. Super powerful. A lot of combos you can do, right? You've got access to Cube, the classic Cube Sneeds or Cube Sylvanas, and then what can you do then against a Warlock or a Giant Warlock? You can run the Cube in, then you can run the other 2 Sylvanases in straight away. So I'm looking forward to seeing this in the hunter deck. I'll probably just slot that in. It's going to be nice and easy to build that deck, and I recommend as well, try that out in standard. I reckon that's going to be quite a good card. Number 6, Dollmaster Dorian, a 5 mana 2/6 legendary neutral. The text reads, whenever you draw a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. So your Dollmaster, just to clarify, has to be on board, and then you have to draw. And if you draw a minion, that will then summon it. The minion will draw into your hand, and it will summon it into the board as a 1/1 as well. So this, reminiscent, a little bit of Barnes, reminiscent of our Illusionist. And I've been thinking of a few ways to use this card. The first one I really like. I used to have a very effective N'Zoth Druid, and it used to reload quite a few times. What I used to do with it is play Aviana Kun, play a bunch of big death rattles out, or play Cro-Magus out. This was for Cro-Magus in particular. I used to play Cro-Magus into that combo, and then Nourish. When I Nourished, I reloaded my hand with 6 cards, and then I'd play any minions I had with that as well. And then when you cleared that board off, I would then play a N'Zoth, basically, and reload the board. Now, I'm liking Dollmaster in that kind of deck. Now, with what I think will happen with Druid, with a lot of the beast summons, and you got the beast summon card, you've got the new neutral 5 mana 3/12 beast. I can see Dollmaster going into like a wild deck with a Hadronox, a lot of taunts. You put the Grizzled Guardian in there, and then what you do is you play Aviana Kun, you play Dollmaster, and then boom, you Nourish. You know, you nourish for cards. You can even throw in a Chromagus to go a little bit crazy, because then you draw in 2 and pull in 2 onto the board. It's the ultimate kind of reload card for that deck. I'm going to give that a try anyway. So Aviana, Kun, Dollmaster, draw, then the Zoff. So, you know, you could get Grizzled Guardian on the board. You could get a little copy of Hadronox on the board. Then your opponent's got to deal with the little Hadronoxes and the little Grizzled Guardians. And then they've got to deal with Hadronox coming from hand and the Zoff coming from hand. I think the Druid version might be the most reliable way on turn 10 to kind of get that value out. And let's face it, Druids can get to turn 10 fairly quickly. Right? So I think this in some kind of Druid control deck, you know, you could run some Astral Tigers in there as well. Be very nice. I'm going to give that one a try. The second one I was thinking of for this deck is obviously Roll of Bones. So I'm thinking maybe we go for a little bit of like a grey main, a Test Grey main, which is the new legendary rogue card. Bit of Test Grey main, throw in some Death Rattle cards like Huckster, Undercity Huckster. You know, you got Sylvanas, you got Sneeds, you got a lot of good Death Rattles in there, and then you got some Burgle cards. Maybe you go for like a nice little slot in with that with the Dollmaster. Using Roll of Bones, turn 7. You know, fill the board up with Death Rattles. Could be quite a niche little deck there. So looking forward to trying Dollmaster out. Those are the 2 ideas I had originally. So it's going to be fun to give them a go on ladder. And last but not least, number 7. Tess, Greymane, Speak of the Devil. 8 mana, 6/6 legendary for rogue. It reads, Battlecry, replay every card from another class you've played this game. Target's chosen randomly. And this works like pre-nerfed Yogg. If Tess dies during that Battlecry interaction, it'll carry on. The Battlecry will carry on. It won't stop. Like it does with Yogg, it won't stop. Now, there's a few ways you can use this, obviously. In Wild, you got access to so many kind of like Burgle cards, like Undercity Huckster, Burgle itself, you know. You got all the ones you got in Standard as well. You got Swashbuckler, you got the new Echo Steel card. But what I'm thinking for Tess is I'm going to make some sort of Shadowcaster, some kind of brand Shadowcaster rogue, using some of the steel cards. And as we go along, we build up ourselves a nice arsenal of other class cards. And then when it comes to brand Shadowcaster, we play Tess. And when we play Tess, we copy it with the brand Shadowcaster combo. And we just go for some kind of infinite crazy. Whatever we've played, who knows? It's a little bit more in control than Yogg, because we know what's coming, and we don't have to play certain class cards if we don't think they're good enough. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to get that one a huge... That'll be good to try out. That's like one of the cards there with my Shadowcasting. Automaton as well, the new mech card I was talking about before. I kind of want to try that for a Shadowcast to see how much damage the Hunter Hero Power can do. I think I can get about 7 Automatons on board, and then Hero Power with the Hunter Hero Power. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Also, 2 cards were released today. They haven't been officially released. We've only seen screenshots of them at one of the events. It's the new Paladin Legendary that turns all of your 1-cost cards into legendaries, kind of similar to the Golden Monkey, how that works. And we also have seen the new Shaman Legendary, which plays all battle cries that have been played this game, and that's a 9 mana 6/6. So I need to think about those ones. I haven't had enough time because I haven't got the official artwork of those 2 cards yet, so that's why they're not included in the video. But I've been having a little think about those 2 as well. So there'll definitely be a video in the future with those cards, just like a ladder game. So look forward to that as well. Thanks for watching. If you guys can think of any other crazy combos, let me know in the comments. Hey, give me a little bit of a heads up in the comments, because I'll try them out. Anything you guys can suggest as well for future stuff for the stream, you know, hit me up, let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow.